Hello, I'm Andrew Blate, co-owner of Beautiful Home Services. I'm here with my business partner, Craig Schneibolk, the other owner of Beautiful Home Services. We're at 12320 Crestmoor Drive, our most recent renovation. One of the largest portions of this renovation was this outdoor space. Outdoor living is really popular, and we built a patio and a retaining wall, and it was really challenging. Craig, how did we do it?
So we had a bunch of challenges to deal with. We had a deteriorating retaining wall that was existing, made of 60-year-old stone that had worn away from years of erosion and sediment buildup. So we took all that out, regraded our entire terrace area up top here, then rebuilt a retaining wall that you see behind us to hold all that back and make this upper level very usable. During that, as you remember, we had a ton of trees up here. We had to clear all that out as well. That root system was really coming down to the house, was causing problems as well. So we tore all those trees out, grinded up all those roots, put up this nice retaining wall, got rid of the old ugly stairwell to my left and put a nice beautiful stairwell up on the other side of the house and gave us access there and gave us this nice landing pad that used to be just a beat up brick patio, and it now is this gorgeous area for some furniture.
You know, we were talking about opening up the house, having it flow. So the kitchen flows right into the beautiful screen porch, which flows right onto this terrace with the sitting wall behind us. One of the big things we wanted to do is we wanted to save this oak tree. It provides shade to almost half the property. We not only saved it, but we also firmed up the ground around it to protect it, to make sure that it can stay here, hopefully for a very long time.
Correct, yeah. When we looked at burying our downspouts, controlling water flow, we kept this tree in mind to support that so it can be here for a long time. You know, we're seeing our families being down in this space that we're having, cooking, entertaining, the kids playing soccer up top. And that's really, we designed this for the whole family and to be able to flow in and out of the kitchen quite easily.
I think we kicked butt on this.
Yeah,
I think we did a great job. Doesn't it look
beautiful.
Good?
Yes.
Looks great. Craig, this kitchen was a major, major focal point of our project here. We moved it from that side of the house to this side of the house. We opened up the living room into the kitchen, which were involved moving, about 7-8 feet of a structural wall. We took out another wall that was behind you. We had to move some plumbing from upstairs. What challenges did you run into from a construction standpoint?
So we had lots of challenges. You hit on a lot of them. One of the big ones also was HVAC. We had HVAC and all up inside this wall. So we had a bunch of challenges. Number one was our load-bearing wall. We had to take out about half of this wall because what we had here was the dining room. I'm standing in the existing pantry, and behind me is the old kitchen. So we had to get gas up here for the new range. We had to get the water over to the other side of the house, which we were able to do through the basement. And then when we pulled this wall out, we had several stacks of HVAC. So we had to tuck those in the corner with a new bulkhead and hide those in that process. So that posed a lot of challenges. We had to match this floor with our other floors, which were at slightly different levels. So we had to play with our subfloors to get those to line up. Getting this big old island in here was a challenge. You know, everybody loves these huge islands. They are a gigantic selling point. The whole family gathers around them. And so what we did was we really made sure that this was centered on our opening, so we had plenty of walk room. We had to bring in some extra guys to help get this gigantic single slab on here. This is one big slab, so it's gorgeous with all of its veinings. And we really set this thing up so that we were able to make it functional and work well.
So, a question I'm asked all the time from homeowners: how do you take on that challenge? I'm the guy who makes the promises, you're the guy who makes the promises happen. How do you take on each of those challenges as they arise?
So I think the big thing with these things is that you got to keep an open mind. And we do plan, but we want to also not plan too much. So, you know, my goals are always to demo. We took the wall down, exposed what was in it. Then I dealt with the HVAC, dealt with the electrical, dealt with the load-bearing challenges. Over here, this contains all the plumbing from the master bathroom. I pulled the ceiling down, started working on the master bathroom, dealt with that challenge in its own right. So stayed flexible throughout the process, knowing what our end goals are and working in that flexibility to get it done on time and on budget.
Is there anything you would have done differently?
I don't think so. I really love the layout. This open space just is amazing. The gigantic pantry that we have is beautiful. The bar behind me is an amazing coffee bar space. I think really we hit on everything we wanted to hit. We did all the extra moldings on the cabinets. And we put just about every accessory you can put in. So
I think we did. I think we did a good job of taking the recommendations that Brittany made to us, marrying them with what we could fit within our budget, because budget was important, of course, and also marrying them with the challenges that you faced from an engineering standpoint to come up with an oh my gosh kitchen. This kitchen really is the wow factor. Yeah, nice work. We, when we walked through this house with Brittany before we bought it, she said, Andrew Craig, you need to put an ensuite bathroom. So this room that we're standing in was actually an addition. And the room that was kind of behind us that way was another bedroom. So you had a bedroom, and they sort of were connected to each other. And we said, hey, let's turn one of these spaces into a bathroom. And that's what I said, and then I left, and then you did it. So how did you do it?
Yeah, so that was a huge challenge. Creating bathrooms where there aren't bathrooms on the other side of the house. The plumbing in this house is set up that the whole plumbing stack is in the front of the house. So that was a major challenge for us. So what we did in this space was we took these closets out and created our hallway. There was a closet for the 2 bedrooms and for the adjacent bedroom. Took all that out, created our hallway. Then the first warm-up bedroom that you had to walk through to get to this bedroom, we turned into our bathroom. The big challenge was the drain. That's always our challenge, those big 3-inch pipes, getting them over to the stack. So what I typically do when I'm approaching that problem is I chase the stairwell. And so what we did was we ran the toilet drain first. The very first thing we do is we set that toilet drain up because that's our biggest drain. We dropped it into that bulkhead in the kitchen that we were looking at and ran it over to the basement stairwell and then chased that down to the front of the house. So yeah, it's so easy. So we run that 3-inch drain down there, then the whole bathroom starts to come to life. Then we can swing all of our other drains, our vanity, our shower, everything else ties into that. And then the supply side is much easier to deal with. So that allowed us to do that. So once we troubleshot the drain, everything else kind of fell into place.
And then we did the upgraded marble floor. We did the 2-sided glass shower. We did the marble double vanity. We really did some upgrades in that.
Yeah, and we also did the rain shower head, the hand sprayer. We really threw everything at it. The beautiful custom glass. The goal was really to make it a true master bathroom that is just gorgeous, the showpiece.
And instead of trying to shoehorn a closet in here, we put in these beautiful built-in closets that are adjustable to be hanging clothes, to be shelves, to be whatever you want.
The beautiful thing about this is we don't have to lose the wall space. Whenever we build a wall, we lose 4.5 inches.
That's right.
And that's in every direction. So you could lose almost a foot with 2 sides. So when we do these beautiful built-in cabinets, we have just as much storage, but we don't lose all the space.
And they look nice.
They look gorgeous.
So what unexpected or surprises did you run into through this portion of the remodel?
So we had one major issue we ran into.
Yeah.
Hidden in this hallway right here, you can just barely see it in this opening, was a load-bearing wall that we didn't expect. There was an extra LVL, like we did downstairs. We had to run an extra support beam across this whole thing because the addition wasn't as freestanding as we would have thought. The roof was actually sitting on the addition. So when we took out the wall to try to create this hallway, we had a section of load-bearing wall that we needed to deal with. So that was a major issue. When I opened it up, we immediately found the brickwork and everything. So we worked with the engineer. He spec'd a beam. We were able to get that in and get that dealt with in a timely manner.
How much time did that add to this project?
Well, you know, the drawings have to be redone for the county. We have to pull the LVLs. The engineer has to come up. It probably added about a month to the whole project.
One little thing, one little section of wall, a month.
Happens
That's
fast.
life in construction.
Yep.
Anything you would have done differently here?
I don't think so. The bathroom is pretty large, which is fantastic. I may have, knowing the load-bearing wall was there, if I knew that beforehand, maybe we would have planned for that, maybe made it a slightly smaller bathroom and made this bedroom bigger. But we had already bought all the materials. That would have put us months behind schedule instead of just 1 month. So when we kind of balanced that out, we thought this bedroom is still a good size. Let's leave it as is.
I think it looks great. It's awesome.
It's fantastic.
This bedroom overlooks the backyard, the beautiful terrace. It overlooks the patio. It gets a ton of light especially right now it's mid-afternoon and it's got a lot of light in it in the morning. It's very bright. I think we did a nice job here. Yeah. Good work. Thanks. Craig, we were in what was a dark, dingy, scary, moldy, nasty, scary, I think I'll say that again, basement. We had to do something about this basement. I think more than the kitchen, more than the master suite, Brittany really wanted us to do something about this basement. Yeah. And I would say that we did something.
Yeah.
So what did we do down here?
So first off, we got rid of a drop ceiling. They had major moisture issues. We dry locked the walls. We used an LVT on the floor to help keep the moisture, acting as a vapor barrier for the room. We put drywall up. They didn't have drywall. They had the old wood paneling, which was coming down in all different kinds of areas. They kind of had a workshop over here. We got rid of that and really opened up this space. The other thing that we did was we separated off the HVAC. That was kind of in the room. So we made our own little walkway to come in from the garage. It feels a lot warmer. You know, you get rid of that stuff. Now this is a place that the kids can play and not get caught into the boiler. We tucked away the gas heat, the gas supply, which is in this nice little closet here, upgraded the electrical system in the house, and really brightened up the space. That was huge down here. It was so dark, so dingy. We brightened up the space.
You missed two things.
Yes, I did. I haven't gotten to them yet. Okay. Don't you worry. We have added a gorgeous laundry room, which has a brand new stackable unit, plus a wash sink. We were able to fit a wash sink into this little area and a full folding area with a beautiful butcher block top. And then we added a nice bathroom. There was a little toilet down here, but questionable about whether or not it was usable, right? So we chipped up the entire floor, reran the piping, set it up like a normal bathroom, put a full stand-up shower, great spot for a guest to use, great spot to wash the dog, great spot for the kids to use on a summer day, all of those kind of things. Really a fantastic bathroom that has a ton of use. And then we replaced the little windows down here too, which made a lot more light as well.
The light is huge down here. I think in the first video, you can barely see us because it's so dark. It's like film noir. And now it's really bright and feels bigger. Even though the space isn't bigger, it feels bigger because of the brightness.
Yeah, and with the drywall, we had to actually bring the ceilings down a little bit, right. But it's amazing how the bright lights, the white ceilings bring this whole room right back up.
What challenges did you find down here that you weren't expecting?
So this understair area, we thought we could use it a lot different than we could. The way the support works for the stairs made that area unusable, so we had to redesign the laundry room. We had side-by-sides originally planned. We had to go to a stackable unit. That was a challenge we ran into. The other thing was the moisture. We had a ton of moisture down here, which was a challenge. So we really had to be conscious of making sure that we're sealing up the block walls, that we're using products like the LVT to create a moisture barrier, and using high-end paints down here and get the doors and the windows changed out to protect us from the elements.
And also doing the landscaping in the back helped the drainage. Yes. We did a lot of drainage work in the back of the property, which really helped move the water away from the property. Exactly. Would you have done anything different down here?
I don't think so. This space really, we even had a different plan coming into this basement, and the basement kind of dictated that we needed to change that plan. And as I was talking about earlier, you gotta kind of stay a little loose and be prepared for those kind of things. And because we don't put ourselves into a hard position and allow ourselves that freedom to kind of be flexible, that allowed us to work with what the house gave us. So I don't think with what the raw ingredients we had down here, I do much different with what we have.
I think my favorite part of this basement is that laundry room. It came out bigger than I thought it would, even though we couldn't do the side-by-sides. It's got that folding table and a wash sink, and it doesn't feel small. Yeah. You could really, feel what the space is not forced. It's intentional that we thought out a laundry room there without sacrificing the space down here. I think we did a good job on this one. We did great. Nice work again.